Looks like a leaf from a distance, and the subtle colors we see belie the spectacularness of it when it flies. These look like peas, or maybe some kind of bean. Here's the village there, and I'll just pan up on top of, I think the lower of those three peaks there on the left is where we were last night, maybe up on the top one, I'm not sure. Ni hao. Pour toi. Pour toi. That way first, and all the way across the valley and up behind that low rise there. Then I came back, walked through the fields and down this middle road. Now I'll take this road, which I think takes us to the river. Here, pretty little bridge. This is a not terribly old cement road, probably installed as a perk to the local folks to give them access to the tourism going down the river in the form of their little kiosk tents and gewgaws. The area I'm walking next to now is just a side loop, I suspect, in the main river channels that only sees water, except from rain, during the heavy runoff season, whatever that might be. All along the cliffside of this karst peak, alongside this tributary of the river, have these interesting land forms, which are probably the result of river action in the past. Although this flowing mechanism may stem from some earlier cave system, or even a runoff from the top. That certainly looks like a stalactite, doesn't it? Here are the remnants of something, maybe a temple, maybe a water system, maybe just some ordinary buildings. I don't know, but it's directly underneath this set of rock formations, and those do look like erosion from the top. In other words, rainwater just washing itself down and creating stalactites. I don't know that I've ever seen that of soil before at that dimension. Look at closer at the one over there. These are pretty substantial if they're just made out of dirt, which I doubt. So I'm sure the main river is just around the corner to the left, where that slope that goes from upper right to lower left would hit the ground. Meanwhile, this back bay is at least quiet. And there's a temple complex or something up here on the side of the hill that I went by. And I think they serve food. Now notice the debris hanging, like plastic hanging in this tree. That must give us an idea of the height of this river when it's cranking. I'd say it's another 15 feet above me. You can see from up here that there are pour-offs of rain. And then down here it does create some kind of formations. I assume they're connected. Buddhist temple that does probably a great business when the river's high and the big boats and all the rest of them can take this channel and drop tourists by the hundreds if not thousands off. There you can see the incense smoke. Reluctantly leading me back into this dark hole. That should be interesting. Nice cool breeze, that's for sure. So here's an underground cave. An underground cave. You have to imagine that this was carved probably at some stage when the river was at this level, or the ground was at the level where the river was, and it probably flowed in here and around there and then just kept enlarging. I don't see that the cave goes back too far. No, just there a little ways. You can see how the turbulence of the water wore out formations here. Here are various kind of rugs that are used, probably for people who are praying. Monks probably sleep right there, actually. There wasn't food after all, so I'll have to hustle back to Xingping for lunch. Gotta wonder what the purpose of this arch was. I mean, originally, why they went to that much trouble. Look at the design of the wall itself. Sloped like that. A little ferry service takes people and bikes over there. I don't know what they do to take heavier stuff over there. They must have something like a barge type thing that they can use for that. Once I start walking up on the street, I'll get asked probably several times before I get to the hostel if I want to go bamboo. This is one of my favorite little dishes, and that's a stir-fry potato julienne, if you will, shredded. They call it shredded potato with some shredded carrot, and I like the green peppers in it. If I can find some green peppers that aren't too deadly, that'd be nice. I don't like the red peppers, they're just too deadly. Here's part of the trash system. This man comes along with this little basket. One of the local businesses like this restaurant here, which is part of International Youth Hostel, goes out and dumps their trash in there, and that's one way you have a trash system. This is the International Hostel restaurant, which is over a block from the International Hostel, old place hostel that I'm staying at, which is very nice. This has the same kind of character, a lot of this brickwork, which is very nice, the way they've done it. Very homey, very comfortable. Flowers there, and very much in taste. The furniture's in taste, just a real neat operation, feels good. The room we're in was an excellent room. This is looking away from the docks where the boats were that I came across on that little boat shuttle from. From the looks of the buildings, this is an old part of town that I've wandered into. This town has just not yet been totally taken over by tourism yet, although it's moving fast because it's a good area. You can see I'm a pretty good block away from where the action is, but also you can see that down here to the left, brand new buildings going up. Okay, here's a big example of these huge rocks that they type and carve, and then when people have buildings or homes or something like that that they want to aggrandize, these are the kinds of things they buy, and they're just like art.